Okay, so now we have our view cube all set up. Let's go ahead and take a look at our part to see what features do we want to add next. And I think what we're going to go ahead and do is add these two um, slope parts right here. And there's a couple different ways we can do that. We can actually just draw a big solid piece or add a big solid piece on the top of the material that we already have and then cut into it to produce this, or we can just kind of build it up, the additive approach, and that's the technique that we're going to use. And what we're going to do is we're actually just going to start with a sketch. We're going to sketch the outline of this part like you see here, and then we're going to extrude it to give it depth like you see over here. Okay? So let's go ahead and let me see. Let's go around to the, let's do this. Go to your left side, right? And then right click and start a new sketch. And if you did this correctly, you'll see we're in a two-dimensional sketch, and your part should be sitting in this quadrant over here. It's above the x-axis and to the right of the y-axis. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab this line feature. We'll start here, and make sure you start at the corner, the top edge here, and then start all the way, go up. We can go about, we'll go like 40 or so. Just left click here, and then let's get out of this feature. Right click and click OK. And now we're going to use the arc feature. We haven't used this yet, so let's go ahead and use the arc feature. If we hit the drop down, you see there's 3 different ways you can draw an arc, and the one we want to use here is the center point. Okay, so when you're drawing an arc using the center point feature, the first thing you want to establish is where's the center of your arc at. And so we want the center of our arc to be aligned with the top of this line that we already drew. If you can see here, I'll know that it's aligned when you see those purple dots right there. So that means it's leveled. So go ahead and left click. Now we want to designate where's our arc going to start at. So we want to go over to the top of our line, and you'll know that you're at the top because you see that the dot turns green when you're at the top. So left click here, and then now you can start your arc, and you can see that the bigger your arc, you see the degrees go up. So halfway around is 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and we'll just make this, we'll just go halfway around at 180 degrees. Left click again. So now you have an arc. So right click, get out of this. All right, grab the line feature again. All right, and we're going to start at the edge of our arc that we drew, and you can always tell when you're at the edge because it kind of snaps to it, and then the cursor, then it turns green. Left click, it'll come down, let's go about around 5 or so. We're going to dimension this in a second. So left click, and then you're still in the line feature. So now we're going to start going at an angle. You don't need to be specific at this point, but we're going to go down till we touch the edge here, and you can tell that we touched the edge because you can see the color of the line. Right now it's green, and as I touch the edge it changes. It's no longer green now. And so let's left click, all right, and then let's get out of the drawing feature. Boom. And so now we need to add some dimensions to this. So let's go to dimension, and I'm going to dimension this starting at the bottom. So let's go all the way down to this bottom corner of our part here, and you see that, notice that there's a red dot. So left click, and I'm going to go to the top of this first line that I drew, and you see that's where this red dot is here. Left click again, pull off to the right. So now I can dimension this, right? And then I'll left click to type in, let's go to 53. All right, so we're still in our dimension feature. And so when you dimension the arc, you can dimension the radius of the arc. Remember, radius is the distance from the center to the edge. And so just left click on the edge of the arc. See that it's highlighted red here, left click. And you can see that we can dimension this arc here. Right? So left click again, and we want this to be 16. All right. And then let's go over to, we had a straight piece in here. Here it goes. Left click here. Mine is really small, so here's the piece that we need. And then left click, and this is going to be 8 millimeters. All right. And then now we're going to add a dimension, the angle. We want to dimension the distance between this line here and this edge here, and that's an angle. Okay, that's not a straight line, it's an angle. So in order to do that, just left click on the line, and then as you scroll down toward the bottom, you're going to notice as you get close toward this edge here, it should, the icon, just below it, let me go back off this, get away from this. As I get close to the edge, you see when the icon turns into a little angle, you see it all to the right, that's when it's going to dimension as an angle. So left click. All right, so now it's dimensioning this space here, and this we want to be 20. All right, and then we can go ahead and I think that's about it for this one. We'll go ahead and get out of this dimension feature. We'll finish the sketch, and let's see what we got here. All right, that's what we got. And then in the next video, we'll continue on and we'll extrude this, and then we'll draw the opposite side also as well.